Hey Cancer, it's Meg with Padmes, and I'm doing your next 3-day energy spread for June 2021. And we're gonna look at your overall energy and expand on that, see what's going on, see what you don't see coming, and then get some advice. So we're calling in our angels and guides of the highest vibrations of love and light, because I don't want to talk to anyone else. Tuning into Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Placements. And any cross watchers. All right, and we're getting your overall energy for the next 3 days. And we've got expansion, ritual, dance, feast, fire. Cancer sounds like a celebration. Let's see what's going on. It sounds like a celebration. It's also really magical. This also feels like, talk about some solar returns, happy birthday. But this really feels like some going deep, releasing some stuff in the fire. Yeah, and celebrating the new solar journey. So let's see what we have here, Cancer. We're going to expand on this overall energy for the next 3 days. Yeah, Cancer. It looks like, you know, I just keep thinking, I keep hearing that song, for all that I've loved and all that I've wronged. Here's the justice reversed. And this is talking about karmic injustice, for all that I've loved and all that I've wronged. I feel like there are some things in this past year, Cancer, that you're really taking account of. And not even just in this past year, but things that have come up even from long before this past year, all connected. And this is looking back at those things and really kind of regrouping. This is releasing a lot. Here's releasing a lot of burden that you took on. And it's like you took it on yourself. Cancers do seem to take on a lot of burden for others. But it might have even been some, lots of burdens that you took on for others that they didn't even ask you to take on. For some of you, there was this insinuated understanding that you were going to take the burden for other people. These karmic injustices, some of them are yours. You're looking back at the things that you've done. You want to right wrongs, but there's also this aspect of things that you haven't necessarily done it's more like unjust things that were done to you. But going deep, looking back, figuring out some of those things, really recognizing and acknowledging that some pretty harsh things have happened. Where before you might have kind of blown it off, because cancers are strong. They can really take a lot until they don't anymore. This is a celebration, Cancer. But before you go into celebration mode, it looks like you dig down and get rid of some old, I want to say baggage, but you're really releasing it. Then we've got this Knight of Pentacles reversed. This is my card for being partnered but acting single. And this can be because there's a third party, but this can also be because you're committed to something and you're distracted by work or a situation or the past or anything here. So this is about also feeling drained of your resources. Let's go ahead and clarify that a little bit. I want to clarify this Justice card. It feels like also there's this karmic injustice that has occurred. You've released it, you've let it go, yet you're still distracted by it. You're still aligning your resources, you're still building them back up. And this justice reversed is talking about, this could be something work related. This could be a person who is at work or was at work. This is about building your future. This also reminds me of a fairy tale. This looks like a big castle to me, and it reminds me of a fairy tale. So there's some kind of fairy tale going on here that ended unjustly. Here is this releasing of burdens, and it's clarified by these kitty cats. These kitty cats are quite aloof. So what it feels like is there's some great injustice, and then there was just like drop it like it's hot. And aloof, never looking back, just doing your own thing. What I'm hearing somebody saying, walking smart, whatever that means to someone. I'm walking smart, taking the path, taking the right path perhaps. But this is still recuperating from that. I also feel like this is figuring out what it is that you're wanting to build now, because this karmically and unjustly ended. And now this is a transformative time where you're figuring out what it is that you want to build. There's a lot of thought going on in the next few days here, Cancer. A lot of thought about safety, security. You know, this is the safe. This is where you invest your money, but this is also where you invest your time and who you allow to have access to you. I want to do some more clarifying here. We're looking at this injustice, all, you know, and this overall energy of expansion. All of this happened for a reason, Cancer. Nothing happens for nothing. All of this happened for a reason. Ritual and dance. When you put ritual to anything, you bring energy forward. You move what you're thinking about into fruition and into the physical. Dance, ecstatic dance. This is a way to connect to the universe. Peace and fire. This is such a birthday ritual. Let's look back at this here. Here's the Ten of Swords and it's reversed. Clarifying this injustice. This perhaps fairy tale or this big plan of action that seemed really magical. And when it ended though, it's like, it feels like it was fast and furious. It definitely ended a cycle and pretty much catapulted you into your next cycle. It just, you kind of hit the ground running with that cycle. And looking at this releasing of burdens, you know, even though this looks like it was a really painful year, there were also burdens that were released because of it. It's like when something ended, you released a whole bunch of responsibilities that felt like, that's what they felt like, responsibilities. This doesn't feel lighthearted. When this ended, you released burdens. You released things that you were taking on, that it looks like you were willing to take on, but they were burdens. Things that didn't quite align with you. Okay, Cancer. Right. You started walking your own truth, walking your own path, looking out for yourself first. And this is what started the regrouping, you pulling back your resources. This really looked like somebody was draining you, Cancer. But you were allowing it until you weren't. Pulling back all of your resources. Cutting things out that don't serve you. Really cutting energy out that doesn't serve you. This is cutting cords, Cancer. It looks like you did quite a cord cutting. I want to take a look at something, what you don't see coming in the next 3 days, Cancer. And Cancer, I feel like something that started a couple of years ago is coming back into your path. Something's coming back, someone is coming back. There's some kind of interaction that somebody's really in turmoil and upset, and they're wanting to come back and talk to you about it. And this is something that started a long time ago. It could be years, it could be months, but it could be a couple of years. And it does seem like this is someone that you had a really close friendship with, like sister friends, or an actual romantic relationship with. Somebody is coming back to relay to you that this doesn't feel good. It really feels like they've missed you. Something's off for them, and they're looking to you to take the responsibility of it and help them with that. Let's take a look at some advice, Cancer. Let's look at some messages of love here and get some advice from your angels and guides. This really does feel like the thing that is coming to you has to do with this ending, has to do with this old cycle. Wow. Okay. Whoa. And we have release. Wow. And rejection. What it looks like your advice is mirroring is what has already happened. There's been this karmic injustice and this ending. Someone was asking you to take on more responsibility than looks like what you are receiving back, because that's a lot of burden to be taking on yourself that somebody else isn't helping you out with. And then this is continuing to recuperate and recoup all of the energy that was lost, having to do with resources and energy. I'm hearing time and commitment. And then here we have it again in your advice, release. Radical acceptance and surrender can help you let go. And rejection. This rejection is actually divine protection. Wow. Marriage. This relationship is moving toward a sacred union. I think that's what this person is coming back to talk about. And they could be wanting to talk about their marriage. They could be wanting to talk about how they want this, what this means. Sacred union. Not necessarily marriage, like signing the papers, but some kind of sacred union. This feels pretty tricky, Cancer. You've got a a good 72 hours ahead of you. We're going to get one final card for your advice, what to focus on this next 72 hours for your highest potential, your greatest good, your most benevolent outcomes. And we have beyond the mind. This is about getting out of your own way, getting out of your personality self, moving into the connection with your higher self and your galactic chakras, connecting with the universe, connecting with your galactic council. This is really about, talk about leveling up, but I don't feel like it's leveling up what this was. It's more so leveling up your connection with the universe and what this was wanting you to see, what your higher self wanted you to see. Well, there you have it, Cancer. Let me know how this resonated. Let me know what happens. And I will see you in July. Bye, Cancer.